World Strong Reviews is your boy Ezekiel. I'm getting ready to post a update of what's going on. Explaining why I'm in this car, my wife's car, and everything. But I wanted to kind of do a two-part review on something that I've already seen. So it's a little weird. So basically, my top three K-dramas I want to do a review on, and then possibly my top movies of all time, maybe to get a conversation started. So my number three, this is in order. Number three, It's Okay Not to Be Okay on Netflix. That is one of my favorite Korean dramas. I think during COVID, I was watching it. During COVID, it came out in 2020. I want to say I started watching Korean dramas in 2014, but I was going backwards and forth between regular mainstream TV in the United States, like Game of Thrones and stuff like that, British shows like Sherlock Holmes and Father Brown and Dark Martin, Death in Paradise, stuff like that, and then as well as Asian cinema as far as Japanese movies and Chinese movies, martial arts movies like Donnie Yen and stuff like that, and directors like Johnny Tao and stuff like that. I was watching from 2014 up to 2020. So what changed for me to watching mainstream Korean stuff was, one, I saw New World. New World, if you don't know, the premise of New World is undercover cop is in the gang, if I'm not mistaken, the gang, Korean gang, and he has to take down the Korean gang, and that's it. I don't want to give no spoilers. I love New World. I found out that was a Korean movie, and then It's Okay Not to Be Okay. So I watched It's Okay Not to Be Okay, and that is phenomenal. The director, June Park, I think Park June's one of them. He's only directed 2 or 3 stuff. I was very surprised, but It's Okay Not to Be Okay is amazing. So the premise about it is you have two brothers. The younger brother takes care of the older brother because the older brother is artistic. And they have to move around because the older brother, it's a murder mystery. Let's just say that it's a murder mystery. He witnessed a murder. So they move around, and eventually they go back to their hometown. And in their hometown, they meet an author. The older brother loves his children's author. This children's author is a very, I'm not going to say, they call her weird on the show. They call her weird, but she's also very beautiful. I love her as an actress myself. Very beautiful. And she has some quirks to her. Everybody in this town has a quirks to her, but on the underline of this is a mystery. It is a mystery. It is what put me on the map for Korean drama, because at first I thought it was a romance, and then I slowly realized it's like, no, this is a dark mystery, and it is phenomenal. I was like, oh my goodness. I think the only reason it's not like competing with the top 2, like really, like I'm dead set on number 3, is the soundtrack. The other 2, soundtrack and then action, is on a whole nother level. Okay, so the other 2, it's just everything together was on point. And then the other 2 is King Monarch. I've talked about it, the Eternal King Monarch, and then the Guardian, the Guardian. A lot of y'all probably already heard of those 2. Soundtrack to the Guardian is on point. Acting is on point. Love it. The King Monarchs, the storyline, the futuristic storyline, I loved it. And yes, the female protagonist plays in both movies. I love her too. But It's Okay Not to Be Okay is different from the 2, It's a dark mystery. I love it. Man, It's Okay Not to Be Okay. I don't even want to spoil nothing for y'all. So I'm rewatching it now because my oldest daughter wants to watch it. So I'm rewatching it now, and then I'm going to give you a spoiler review later. So this is part 1, spoiler part 1, and let's just talk about the first episode. Well, I'll give you another couple of reasons why. I just watched the first episode again. So who made the show is the older brother, the artistic brother. I could have swore he was artistic for real. They really got this boy, this man to come here and do these lines. I just thought it was amazing. He was on point. I was like, they have kids do in United States play Down syndrome, and some with certain autistic Asperger's actually act. So I thought for sure, like, okay. And I never noticed the actor. I never paid attention to him. This is what made me pay attention to the older brother. I watch everything he's in now, because he's great at just being serious, and then he's great at comedy relief. He made this movie for me. I do not care. He sold it. He made this movie for me. He's probably the reason this movie is number 3 on my list. Just watching him, watching the brothers interact, watching the youngest brother, what he has to go through, his struggle, hands down, the story, the plot, beautiful. I can't spoil the mystery, but the mystery was the second reason I like this. It was a decent amount of twists and turns in here, not just in the mystery aspect and everything, just love interests and stuff like that end up changing, and like just trying to figure out people what people go through, how people fall in love, how people deal with stress, how people compensate for different things. I thought that was very honest and truthful to it. There's a little bit of a science fiction element to it, but it's not crazy. I think it's just how the director depicted on the show. Their director, excellent job. You're gonna see different crazy stuff from the director's eyes, how he wanted to portray how the characters were thinking. You know what I'm saying? How they felt in a moment and what they wanted to actually do, but they couldn't do in real life. You'll see that quite a bit. The soundtrack could have been strong. The soundtrack wasn't strong. It wasn't strong at all. I know it's a strong soundtrack. Like I said, Attorney Shin had a strong soundtrack. The Guardian had a strong soundtrack. This soundtrack wasn't strong. It's like I think it was an upgrade, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. Let me see. And of course the acting is phenomenal. There's, like I said, the acting. I know I talked about the older brother, artistic brother, but acting was on point for everybody else across the board, because you wouldn't be able to sell it without acting. And I said it again, Korean drama acting is perfect. It's like they fit everybody for the characters. The animation in the background, perfect. Everything was executed, clothing, everything was executed. Scenery, location, everything was executed just right. I have no complaints. The ending, from what I remember from the ending, no complaints. They did their job. These are one of the shows where I say Korean drama, episode 15 and 16, they do something. They do something every single time. It don't make any sense why they do it. They come left field with something. If I remember correctly, when I do part 2 of this review, it was fine. It was, if I remember correctly and how it ended, it was fine. I like the ending. I respect the ending, and I appreciate the ending. So this is why this gets a 10 out of 10. Korean drama 10 out of 10. Top 3 Korean drama. I advise you. I sometimes I tell you, if you haven't seen it, go, no, you need to go watch this. It's on Netflix. I don't know how long it's going to be on Netflix. Go watch it. It's okay not to be okay. Watch it. I'm telling you, it's that serious. Is it that serious? Yes, it's that serious. It is that good. Okay, if you feel like you lose respect for me because it's like, Z, it was all right. It was like a 7 out of 10. You make it seem like it's 10 out of 10. Okay, all right, fine. But it's a 10 out of 10. I don't care what you say. It's good. It's very good. All right, World Strong Reviews is your boy Ezekiel. Go watch It's Okay Not to Be Okay. I'm telling you to go watch it. When you're done watching it, come back, like the video, talk, say something, start a dialogue. And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.